My mom called me buzzing like she'd won the lottery. Then she said, "Surprise, we booked your sister a month in Europe on your credit card." I laughed once because it had to be a joke. It wasn't. She added, super casual. "We needed your points to upgrade flights and hotels." When I asked the total, she said it like the weather, 115,000. I pulled up my banking app with sweaty fingers. Charge after charge, airlines, hotels, tours. My limit was basically gone. My throat went dry. I've been the responsible kid my whole life. Scholarships, finance job, bills paid early. My sister was the baby. New phone, new clothes, zero chores, and the chorus of "she's just younger." When I was 16, I saved for months to buy a console. I still remember holding the cash. My dad didn't even look up from the TV. We already bought one for her last week. Just share. I swallowed it like I always did. So hearing "we used your card" didn't just scare me. It snapped something. I told my mom, "That's illegal." She sighed like I was being dramatic. "Don't be so selfish. We'll pay you back. Eventually." Eventually is what people say when they mean never. I asked, "Why didn't you just ask me?" She said, "Because you would have said no." I called my dad, praying he'd be the sane one. He wasn't. He said, "It's for your sister. She deserves it." My sister texted, "Thanks for helping with my graduation gift." I stared at my screen like it was in another language. That night I kept picturing missed payments, interest, my credit getting wrecked. I called the credit card company and disputed the charges. At first the rep said, "Since you gave them the number for emergencies, it may not qualify as fraud." My stomach dropped, so I escalated until my voice stopped shaking. "I never authorized this. I scheduled a family video call because I wanted one last chance for them to fix it." I started calm. I explained the legal part, the credit part, the trust part. My mom leaned into the camera and smiled. "You're really going to ruin this for her?" My sister burst into tears. "You've always been jealous of me." My dad tried the guilt hammer. "We raised you. We put a roof over your head." This was the moment everything clicked. I looked at all three faces on my screen. Then I said, "You chose to have kids." Next, I said, "That doesn't buy you my identity." Then I said, "Cancel the trip, now." My mom's smile died. "You're selfish." So I answered, "No, you're stealing." They refused. They kept talking like I was the problem. So I went to the police station and filed a report anyway. I froze my credit, changed every password, and closed the card they had emergency access to. My hands shook when I hit confirm. For once they heard my no. A couple weeks later, the credit card company called me back. The investigator said, "We agree the charges were unauthorized. We're reversing them." My whole body loosened. Then my phone exploded. My mom left a voicemail calling me ungrateful and dead to her. My sister posted a crying video online about her cruel brother destroying her dream. Random relatives texted, "Just take one for the team." So I posted the facts. No insults, just numbers, dates, and one line, "I did not consent." My parents even showed up at my apartment once and made a scene in the hallway. My mom hissed, "Open the door." I said, "Leave," and called security. The only person who didn't try to guilt me was my aunt. She told me, "This isn't new. She's done this before. You're just the first one to say no." That was the last push I needed. I went no contact, new cards, new accounts. The silence felt like oxygen. I wasn't their ATM anymore. Months later, my sister emailed me. No emojis, no tears. She said, "I'm sorry. I knew the favoritism was wrong. I just liked the benefits." We talked carefully, adult to adult. My parents, meanwhile, sent rage voicemails and "family means forgiveness" emails. I didn't bite. I got promoted and kept building my life without their hands in my wallet. I applied to a master's program 3 hours away and got in. Then, in one therapy session I agreed to, the real reason spilled out. My dad had lost a ton of money and hid it. They weren't gifting Europe. They were buying a fantasy they couldn't afford. I still love them in the way you love a place you survived, but I don't trust them. And the only thing that changed my entire family dynamic was one sentence I finally meant. "No, not on my card."